Hey buddies, SomeNutzGuy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, we're going to teach you how to get bronze in Valheim. Now, bronze is going to be kind of your gateway onto a lot more things that are going to be happening in the game. You'll be able to craft a lot more different types of weapons and armor and a lot of cool stuff. It opens up a lot of gateways. It also allows you to make better boats and also a wagon. And that comes to my first tip of this video, is as soon as you get your first bronze bar, which by the way is made by combining 2 copper with 1 tin. So we'll be showing you where to find copper, where to find tin, and then you combine those in a forge. You smelt those to get copper and tin bars, then you combine those in a forge to create bronze bars. Now, the first thing you want to do, as soon as you get at least 1 bronze bar, even if it's just 1 bronze bar, try and get yourself 1 bronze bar, and then you can craft a cart. Now, the cart is phenomenal for sort of land-to-land resource moving situations. I use this thing to carry like 6 times the amount of, not 6, I think it was about 4 times, I think it was about 1,200 in weight. And as standard, you can carry 300. I've got this equipped so I can carry 450. But as standard, you can carry 300. And this thing can carry a lot more, basically. The more it carries, the slower you go when you're connected to it, but it can carry loads. I think at about 1,200 weight, it was like 120 copper and tin together, plus what I had in my inventory. So definitely want to do that. Now we are going to need to get some copper and some tin so that we can smelt those and then combine them into bronze. So we're going to go find a copper vein to show you what that looks like. We'll be right back. So we found ourselves a copper vein here, and you'll notice that the copper vein looks very much like a normal sort of mossy rock. They're very large, and they look like normal mossy rocks. However, they've got this kind of shiny copper-looking color going throughout them. If you go up to them, it will say copper deposit, so you know you're in the right place. Now, you'll of course need a pickaxe to mine this. You'll be starting off with an antler pickaxe, which is fine for mining this. And if you guys don't know how to get the antler pickaxe, I myself was a little bit confused my first playthrough. I've made a video on how to get your first pickaxe. I'll put that in the top right corner for you, just for anyone that doesn't know how to get that pickaxe yet. But yeah, copper deposits look like this. You mine it, it breaks, it'll drop stone and copper ore, and then you're obviously going to need to bring this back to your base. Now, this copper ore, it's got this little symbol here, cannot be brought through portals. So if you've already made some portals, you'll not be able to use those. So you'll want to use the wagon that I showed you and carry as much of this back to your base in one go as possible. As an individual player, you'll probably want at least 60 bronze, which means you'll probably want at least 120 copper and 60 tin. You maybe want an extra 50% on top of that if you want to go all out, but you can probably get through the copper stage quite quickly-ish with sort of troll leather armor and stuff, so you can move on to iron. It depends on how quickly you want to progress through the game, but you know, 120 copper and 60 tin, giving you 60 bronze will give you enough of the stuff that you can kind of progress on to the next stage as well. So now we're going to find some tin to show you what that looks like. And we're going to talk a little bit about the spawns real quickly right now before we do that, actually, because copper and tin both spawn in the sort of starting island-y type area. You can see I've marked these a lot down. I highly recommend using markers. Copper can be found sort of anywhere in the Black Forest as these big veins. Anywhere in the Black Forest as these big old chunks. Tin, however, is only found near water. It's only found on the shoreline, the coasts, and if you find any swampy looking, they're not swamps, not a swamp biome technically, but I say they're swampy looking because they've kind of got like water, a lot of water, like at ground level, and it's like water, ground. If you find any of those within a Black Forest, when I'm going to show you one, we've got one just up here, they can have a lot of tin there. So that's the best place if you're looking for tin, and we're going to show you what that looks like right now. So we're in that little area we were just telling you about, and here we got some tin. It looks like this. Now, tin is a bit more of a pain in the butt because it is, you know, these small individual rocks where if you mine them, you'll get, you'll get a few bits of tin, and then you'll need to go off and find yourself another little bit. Maybe 2, 3, 4 per rock. However, you need double the copper to the tin. I myself actually found that I have an abundance of tin compared to copper, So even though it's a little bit more finicky to find all the individual ores instead of just finding one big vein of copper, I feel like the copper is still just the amount of time it takes to get all the copper. To be fair, it takes a while. We got another little tin deposit there. So these beginning water areas can actually be really good, not just for the tin, but for, you know, you got necks that spawn around these water areas as well. Neck meat is really good early game meat, and it's also used later for anti-poison potions. And around here you can also get flint on the floor. So these little watery black forest areas that look like a swamp but aren't technically a swamp are quite good for early game resources. Now that you've got your copper in your tin, you're going to need to know how to smelt it. And let's go back to my base and show you how to do that. So now that you've gathered yourself some ore, you're going to need to smelt those into copper and tin bars, which you'll then combine at a forge to create bronze. To smelt, you'll want two things. You'll want a charcoal kiln to produce charcoal from wood, and you'll want a smelter. The smelter, ores go on the left and coal goes in on the right. Coal comes out of that, you put it in there. Happy days, you smelt and you get your tin and your copper bars. Now, you'll need Surtling Cores to craft these. Both things require 5 each. I started with just 1 of each. I got these 3 later. So you need 5 Surtling Cores for the charcoal kiln and 5 Surtling Cores for the smelter as well. Surtling Cores are not that difficult to get. I've actually made a video on how to get those. I'll put it in the top right corner there for you, and it'll also be in the description below under the more Valheim video section. And yeah, it's a real quick video, teach you how to get Surtling Cores quite easily. But once you've got those and you've crafted these and you've started to smelt your ingots, you can then take your ingots to your forge, right here. Now the forge will allow you to make bronze. You can make bronze ingots in 1 or 5. There's no, you know, it's not a better trade-off to make 5. It's just faster to make 5 instead of making 1, of course. And yeah, once you've made your bronze, once you've touched that 1 bronze bar, you'll see all of these things open up. So many things you can do with bronze. So it really opens up the game. It means that you can start using different types of weapons. Do you want to use the gear, which is like a pole axe? Do you want to use the normal axe? Do you want to use just a standard bronze sword? Do you want to have a bronze mace? I highly recommend getting bronze. I highly recommend getting a mace early game and leveling up your mace skill, because the 3rd boss is primarily damaged by blunt damage. Little extra hint tip there for you. But guys, this is how you get bronze. It's really not that hard. You find yourself some copper, you find yourself some tin, you smelt it up after you got your Surtling Cores, and once you have your copper and your tin ingots, slap them together in a forge, and you're good to go. Happy days, guys. I appreciate you hanging out and watching the video. If you want to catch me live, I go live 1 o'clock every single day, UK time, on twitch.tv/SomeNutzGuy. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. We'll be doing a Valheim video a day for the foreseeable future, so stay tuned for more Valheim content. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care.